Listen to this, Philly fans. Look at that chain. Just in time for the start of the NBA season, new money. The Sixers may have gotten a surprise that neither the team or its fan base expected. Ben Simmons reported to Wells Fargo Center last night to take a COVID test to start the process of rejoining the franchise. And here with us, Big Perk. Can they reconcile the 76ers and Simmons?
You know what? Stephen A. Molly, I had Doc Rivers on here 3 weeks ago, and Stephen A. asked Doc a lot of questions about Ben Simmons, and Doc was saying he wasn't giving up, and all he needed to do was get Ben Simmons there. And I was sitting back watching and saying, Doc, no, I don't believe you. And that was my bad for even doubting Doc Rivers. Something had to change, okay? Because you don't go from a guy that's saying, I'm willing to forfeit my salary for the season to showing up at the front door. And once Doc Rivers get Ben Simmons in that office, he's gonna make it happen. Ben Simmons will play games for the Philadelphia 76ers. Yes, I strongly believe that they can reconcile. This is just stage one of marriage counseling. They have a ways to go, but getting them there, now he's probably already in the meeting with Doc Rivers.
Well, he's supposed to be in the meeting with Doc Rivers today. That much I can tell you. The only thing that he did yesterday was arrive to take his COVID test. And until the COVID test comes back negative, you weren't allowed around the team. So he didn't see Doc Rivers and the staff and the players yesterday. He'll see them today if he hasn't already. Here's what we have to pay attention to. Joel Embiid said some things about him feeling disrespected and the team feeling disrespected. From my understanding, Ben Simmons is still of the mindset that he wants to be traded. He just did not want to lose his money because they took $8.25 million, as you know, KP, and they put it in escrow. But what that means is that he doesn't necessarily lose all of that money. That means they got it in escrow, and then they'll use it to fine him every day that he's missed. So he's already missed out probably on $1 million, $1.5 million, something along those lines. And the mentality is that over the span of 4 years, since he is owed $147 million over that span, that's something that could be made up. And supposedly he ain't sweat now. Evidently he sweated it enough to get the hell back to the team, so he didn't have to be fined more. You got a $22 million mansion in Calabasas to pay for, quite frankly. That's what it is. Well, that's what it is. I mean, it was public information. I didn't expose it. I'm just telling you what's been put out there.
22?
Yeah, $22 million.
Around the corner, we can talk offline.
Wow.
All I'm saying is, but that was put out. I don't do that. But
of course.
I thought the Valley's a little
all right,
cheaper.
so here's the deal. At the end of the day, here's what it comes down to. He's back with the team, but he's still hell-bent on being moved, being traded.
Yes.
The mentality is that in order to get back, you got to maintain or elevate your market value. The longer you stay away, the worse you look. Not only are you losing money, your cachet is diminishing. The team can't get equitable compensation in return for your services because they'll be moving you for 20 cents on the dollar. They're not willing to do that. Plus, you're hurting your status and your cachet. Now, people in Philadelphia and stuff like that, he's going to take some heat.
Yes.
Ben Simmons needs to understand why he's going to take major heat from Philadelphia. You're the one that messed up hitting only 34% of your free throws in the postseason in a 7-game series loss to the Atlanta Hawks. You were the one who appeared scared to shoot the ball. Philadelphia is not maligning Ben Simmons because he played bad. Philadelphia is maligning Ben Simmons because you came across like you blaming us for what you did, when in actuality, all we've done is support you all of these years. So that's where the vitriol from the city of Philadelphia is going to come from. If he's man enough to take it, it's possible he can survive. Yeah. But because he'll go out there and play well, and then it'll be water under the bridge. I don't know if he's willing to do that, and that's why I think he's come back with the intent to ultimately get traded sooner than later.
You covered the Sixers, the Eagles, you Philadelphia guys, so you kind of know the pulse of the city.
Yes.
I don't think it can be reconciled. Whenever you decide, maybe Doc feels a certain way, but when you got Joel Embiid saying what he's saying, now you brought up, Stephen A., the city. You turned your back on the city. Now you want us to forgive you, plus you've already checked out. Mentally, you've checked out. You've already said you did not want to be a part of the Sixers. You wanted to move on. Now you go back in to basically save money, which is a smart move. Don't give money away. It's hard to earn. Don't give it away. Go in and hold your value strong so the team can make a decision on who wants to trade for you so they can maximize that value. Don't hurt yourself by doing that. But you say, hey, just play well. Well, what if he starts off playing bad? What if there's an air ball here? What if there's a missed shot there? What if there's missed free throws? What if I don't want to shoot? I get caught up in the same things that I was doing in the playoffs. Imagine what that fan base and how fast they're going to turn up.
God forbid.
Now, all of a sudden, that value going to go,
right.
That's what you're dealing with.
Yeah.
That's what you're dealing with.
I will say this to you real quick, KP. The only thing that would be absolutely disastrous for Ben Simmons, and I would strongly advise him not to do this in the city of Philadelphia. You could play bad, and that's going to be bad enough, don't get me wrong. But if there is just a scintilla, a speck of a question mark as to your effort, that's when it will get ugly. When they look at you and they go like this, oh, he's not playing hard, he's not running hard.
But they're going to do that anyway if he ain't scoring. And he ain't doing what they want him to do.
Not in Philadelphia, not effort. Philadelphia will pick up on effort. You can sit up there and mess up. But if they see a lack of effort, God help him.
Yeah, but listen, Ben Simmons had to report to Philly with some type of plan in place. Okay, we already know, Rich Paul is not no dummy who's his agent, and for the people out there who don't know. Okay, so that's the first thing. Keyshawn and even Stephen A., we all know what can sometimes heal wounds in professional sports. Winning, right? Winning and playing well. So my thing is, one, Ben Simmons, yes, you have to go out there and play well to up your value so you can get traded. But what if you actually play well? Your team is playing well, because, by the way, this same exact team was #1 in the East last year with the best record in the Eastern Conference. What if you elevate your game and play well, and like I always said, those boos start turning into chants? Ben Simmons.
All right, we got to go, guys.
We don't know.
Sorry, guys.
No,
we got to go.
The only reason I'm saying that is because they were #1 seed last year, and he still wanted to leave. You'd have to make him stick around this whole regular season. He doesn't want to do that.
Nets Sixers, October 22nd. We'll see what guys will actually be in that game. Big Perk, talk to you soon, sir. Still to come here, Keyshawn and Steve. Can't wait for that, Malika. We have some breaking news. The Nets have announced that Kyrie Irving will not play or practice with the team until he can become a full participant. Given the evolving nature of the situation, after thorough deliberation, we have decided Kyrie Irving will not play or practice with the team until he is eligible to be a full participant. Kyrie has made a personal choice, and we respect his individual right to choose. Currently, the choice restricts his ability to be a full member of the team, and we will not permit any member of our team to participate with part-time availability. It is imperative that we continue to build chemistry as a team and remain true to our long-established values of togetherness and sacrifice. Our championship goals for the season have not changed, and to achieve these goals, each member of our organization must pull in the same direction. We are excited for the start of the season and look forward to a successful campaign that will make the borough of Brooklyn proud. We now bring in NBA champion Kendrick Perkins. Guys, and I don't want to overlook the fact when he talks about chemistry, don't forget, they only played a handful of games together, the big three. I think it was like 8 in the regular season. So that's certainly they want everybody on the court. Perk, how do you see this playing out?
Well, look, first of all, we tried to warn the world that this was going to happen. We saw the frustration with Steve Nash in his interviews. We started to see the frustration with Kevin Durant. And I love the stance that the Brooklyn organization is making that, hey, you're not bigger than the team. And they had a plan in place. That plan was for Kevin Durant to sign the extension. Next was supposed to be Kyrie Irving. And then the last person was supposed to be James Harden, who they gave up a lot to get last season. And when James Harden said that he is willing to go into free agency and test the waters because he never been, and now his deadline is coming up for him to sign the contract extension, look, the Brooklyn Nets are saying, you know what? We can't afford to lose James Harden. James Harden is just as valuable to this organization as Kyrie Irving. So with that being said, I love the stance. And guess what? I wouldn't be surprised if Kyrie Irving retires this season for at least 1 or 2 years and comes back. He's that stubborn, and I don't see him getting vaccinated.
Let me tell y'all something. The Brooklyn Nets need to get rid of Kyrie Irving. He got to go.
Yes.
He's just a problem. He's just a problem. I want to put everything in its proper perspective, Keyshawn, Kendrick, Molly. There's a whole bunch of people out here, myself included, maybe not you, Key, but a lot of us that had reservations about taking the vaccine.
Understood.
But we took it.
Yes.
Not just because of us, but because of the people that we were going to be around. And more importantly, the obligations that we had. I don't get vaccinated. I can't do first take. I don't do first take. I'm leaving everybody stranded. Not to mention compromising my own bankroll and bottom line, which I was not going to do. Let me be very, very clear about that. Okay, I ain't apologizing for that to a damn soul, all right? That's how I roll, okay? Having said all of that, even if that were not the case, if I'm a member of a team and we've aligned and we're mission-minded, I'm not going to be the one to jump off the train to compromise the mission, okay? I'm going to be the one that stands pat and is like, yo, this is what we doing, this is what we got to do. Kevin Durant, 6.2 billion plus people have taken the vaccine. Whatever conspiracy Kyrie Irving wants to come up with, all right, good luck with that. But the bottom line is that means you're looking at everybody else who's taking the vaccine, and that's the position that you're maintaining. People out there who don't want to take the vaccine, that's your personal choice. I get where you're coming from with that, but you evidently ain't a part of a team. Because if you're a part of a team and other people are doing it and you not doing it doesn't allow you to be a part of the team, then it comes time to make a choice and make the sacrifice and do what you need to do. Clearly, Kyrie ain't about that because Kyrie's about Kyrie. His heart might be in the right place philanthropically, charitably, in terms of the causes that he partakes and the donations that he makes and stuff like that. And he should not be excoriated from that. But the flip side to it is that his level of stubbornness has elevated to a glaring level of selfishness, and I completely applaud the Brooklyn Nets for taking this position. I said it before, and I'm telling y'all again. They'd give his ass away for a box of cookies if they could. They're so disgusted with this dude. I'm telling you what I know, all right? Y'all figure out how the hell I know that. I ain't asking. I'm telling you. It's that disgusting. It's just that, like Kendrick Perkins said, this brother, when he says he might retire if he get traded, Keyshawn, we all know he might. He ain't playing now. I mean, he's that kind of dude. And so as a result, you got teams that don't want to trade for him, A, because he might retire, or B, he might be just as much trouble for them because his focus ain't just on basketball. And as a result, they got to give equitable compensation in return for his services. And why give away that for a dude you cannot trust? And be clear, you cannot trust Kyrie to be anything but Kyrie. He gonna do what he feels is best for him, and everybody else be damned. And it's a damn shame because now you might lose James Harden because Daryl Morey is lurking in Philadelphia. Don't think for 1 second Daryl Morey ain't trying to get his hands on James Harden. I'm telling you what I know. Floor is yours.
No, I would say that the Brooklyn Nets did the right thing, no question about it. Perk and Stephen A. They did what they were supposed to. If you got a player like Kyrie missing time, now all of a sudden, let's just assume that they're good enough to make it to deep run into the playoffs or make it to a championship. Now, all of a sudden, there's other states, and you know how states and cities are, they follow each other at some point in time, that all of a sudden, they make a decision to adopt what New York and California has decided to do. Now, he can't even play in the championship games, let alone practice time with his team. You cannot